I remember the day when I was asked to deliver a speech from the podium, and it was my first time. Although I was good at English at that time in speaking and reading and writing, yet since it was my first time speaking from the podium and where I had a good number of audience, I was scared to death. See, I knew English. I knew how to speak English, yet I was scared to death because I had not spoken, in the public before. And because I had not spoken in the public before, that situation was very haunting. It was horrible for me, and I cannot forget that situation that I had spoken first time from the podium. That is called stage fear. What about you, dear students? Do you also face this problem that I faced when I started speaking from the podium? I'm sure not only you, but almost everybody, no matter how good speaker he is, he might have faced this situation in his lifetime, especially when he or she did it for the first time. Yes, for the first time anything is so difficult. I remember that when I was learning bicycle, it was horrible experience for me because it was first time, but now I ride it so easily, so happily. So, either learning bicycle or learning to speak in the public, everything is scary when we do it for the first time. And I am sure that you too might have faced, and I don't know, maybe you are facing even today. And do you know that I have seen many speakers who have developed their speaking skills so well. They are very good at English and they are good speakers. Yet, I hear sometime from them that whenever they come to the stage, they also feel so scared. And honestly, if I would speak about myself, after having spoken for the last 17 years of my life from the podiums, even today when I go to any podium to speak on any particular topic, I feel scared. I'm scared. I don't know why. It doesn't mean that I don't have the guts to face the audience. Yes, I can face the audience. And also it doesn't mean that it is my first time. It's not my first time. And also it doesn't mean that I don't know the topic that I am speaking on. I know the topic well. I know the audience also well. I also know that it is not my first time, but I have been practicing to speak on the podium for many years. Yet, sometimes I feel scared. Why is it so? I know that you also have this question in your mind. For that, let me tell you that fear is a thing that you have to deal with for your entire life. Please bear this truth in your heart, that fear is an element which you have to experience for your entire life. It is not that in one day you can remove that fear from your heart. It has to be with you for your entire life, and you have to deal with it. You're getting what I'm saying? You have to deal with it, and you must learn how to deal with it. And in this conversation, I am going to explain to you that how you can deal with your fear when you are speaking from the podium or from a stage. Okay? Well, see, when you are actually dealing with any problem, first of all, you need to know the root of that problem. And when it comes to stage fear, you must understand that why actually are you fearing? What is the reason of your fear? Is it because you don't know the topic that you are speaking to? Or is it the first time that you are coming onto the stage to speak? If these are not the reasons, then what is the actual reason? Why are you afraid of facing the people from stage. You know, as I used to speak and as I speak continuously, I evaluate myself and I see that why is it that I am struggling with fear although I have been speaking for a long time. Then I realized and I understood and I come to know the truth that I am afraid because I love myself so much. Have you heard what I said? Because I love myself so much. Well, you may ask me, is it wrong to love yourself? I must say that it is the root of all the problems. Especially when it comes to stage fear, this is the root of the fear that you have because you love yourself so much. You know, when a person loves himself so much, he doesn't want to be embarrassed before people. He always seeks his dignity, his respect, his honor before the people. He never wanted to be insulted before the people. He always seeks appreciation and respect from the people. And he is afraid in his heart because somehow he thinks in his heart that when he will come onto the stage and if he would speak, in case if he commits any mistake, people will see him and they will feel bad about him and they will not like him. And because of this fear, the fear of negligence, the fear of ignorance, the fear of being disrespected is the main cause that we are afraid of when we are actually getting onto the stage to share anything. So you got my point? I am sure that you may not be understanding or you may not be able to understand these things because these are really tough to understand sometimes, but this is the truth. The reason that you are afraid of is because you love yourself so much and you don't want to be hurt, you don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want to be insulted, you don't want to be disrespected, you don't want to be dishonored by the people for your mistakes. And you know, that is the reason most of the people, they fear speaking in English because they say that what if people will say something to me? Have you heard that? You know, as a teacher, I have heard many times when I talk to students and I encourage them to speak in English, whatever they know, just speak on. But they say, sir, I don't speak English because I'm afraid if somebody will say something, if somebody will laugh at me. What is that? This is the love they have for themselves, that they don't want to be insulted or embarrassed before the people. And I want to tell you the truth that this is a major problem with everybody, including me. I faced it, I struggled with it. Even today, I am facing it and I'm dealing with it because I know the more I love myself, I will not be able to speak well from the podium. I will not be able to be honest in front of the people who I am sharing to. You know, sometimes this love that you have for yourself, keeps you away from being honest. You understood what I meant? Yes, this love for yourself sometimes take you away from being honest to yourself and to the audience. And because of this dishonest lifestyle or dishonesty that we keep in our heart, we always try to impress the audience. And this impressing attitude actually keeps us away from the reality and from the truth of being bold while speaking to the people. I don't know how much are you understanding me, but I'm trying my best to make you understand that, my dear students, if you are afraid of speaking from the podium, the main reason behind is love for yourself. And unless and until you deal with it, you will never be able to be bold enough to speak from the podium. I know these things nobody might have spoken, or nobody might have told you that this is a real problem of fear. But honestly, I have experienced these things in my own life, because I am also a person just like you. I am also a man just like you. I also have emotions, and I also have some desires that people would appreciate me. People should respect me when I speak from the podium. And this love for people's appreciation, makes me uncomfortable and keeps me insecure sometimes, and always brings me into doubting that whether people would like me or not. And I really wanted to get rid of this problem, and I started searching for it. How would I get rid of the problem of loving self? I'm not telling that you should not love the way you are created, but I must tell you that you should not love yourself more than the honesty that you have to maintain about you. You heard what I said? You have to love honesty. And if you love honesty, then you will be honest to say that you really like to be appreciated by the people. And I also had the same thing for many years, and sometimes even today I face that. So how did I deal with it? Now when I go up to the stage, I am scared. Then I suddenly understand that this is because I need something from the audience, maybe appreciation or maybe a round of applause. This love for the human appreciation actually troubled me a lot, and I really wanted to get rid of this problem. But how? And what is the solution for it? I tried my best. With my own efforts, that somehow I wanted to get rid of this, love for the appreciation from human beings. Then I understood the solution is God. Yes. God is a solution for this problem that I am facing. When I understood this truth, when I realized that this is the real solution of my fear, then I started trusting God. And whenever I would go to the stage for sharing something, I would always say to myself that you are not speaking to get appreciation from the people, but you are speaking to get appreciation from God, which is a real appreciation. And this one thought gave me a lot of strength to be honest to myself. And whenever I would go to the stage, I would just pray or ask God to help me. And I feel so much love within my heart for my audience. I don't just seek their appreciation, but instead, I love so much. I love them so much. God is love, isn't He? Yes, He is love. And when you trust Him, when you start trusting Him, I am sure that God would fill you with His love. And when you go up to the stage, you will not love yourself and you will not seek the appreciation from the people, but you will start loving God. At the same time, you will start loving the people that you are speaking to. And this life actually, is amazing, and it helped me a lot. And whenever I started going to the podiums to share something, I would always ask God to please help me and give me strength that I will not seek any appreciation from the people. Instead, I want to give them. You're getting what I'm saying? I don't want anything from them, but I want to just give them. I want to help them. Whether they would respect me or not, I don't care. Whether they would appreciate me or not, I don't care. But what I want to do, I really want to help my audience because they need the information that I have, they need the truth that I have, and I really want to share this truth honestly with them. And it was so amazing. Many times I shared many things on certain topics to the audience, and I was not scared of the audience. Instead, I started loving them. And I understood this is what I wanted. This is the life that I wanted. Even while speaking, I don't want to be afraid of the audience. Why I am afraid? Because I love myself. But if I start loving the audience, what will happen? I will not be afraid. Do you know that? Yes. I don't know, I have just mixed up many things in here in order to explain it to you, but I'm sure that you are understanding my heart, what I want to share, that I really want to help you instead of seeking some respect from you. Okay? Because I love you, my students, and I really want to help you with the truth that I have learned in my life. The more you love yourself, the more afraid or scared you become. But the more you love your audience, you will not be afraid of being ashamed. You will not be afraid of being disrespected, because you're not seeking your own, but you're seeking the benefit of the audience that you are speaking to. So have this kind of mentality, and I'm sure this kind of mentality will not be gained by your self-effort, but by trusting God. Yes, when you trust God, God will give you His strength to you to have this kind of mindset that whenever you will go up to the stage to share something, you will share boldly before the people because you love them, and you will share from there in order to help them. You are not going there to get their respect, but you are going there to honestly help the people who are listening to. Why? Because most of the people listen to you because they need your help, and they really need certain help in their life, and you are the person with your information and experience and knowledge can help them. So have this mentality of helping towards the audience, and I'm sure you will not be afraid of that situation. So this is the solution that I have found for myself, and I have been doing it, practicing it whenever I just go through some situations when I feel so scared. I understand that maybe I lack the love for my audience. Then immediately I pray to God that He would give me strength, that I would have love for the people whom I am sharing with, so that I would have the attitude to help them instead of receiving something from them. Yes, this is the solution for the stage fear according to my experience. Yes, you might have something else. You might have heard from someone something else, but I don't know about them. But I am sharing my heart that this is how I overcome my fear on a daily basis when I share with my students or with the people whom I share the truth always. Okay? Accept this truth and believe in God that only He can help you to get rid of or to deal with the fear that you have. And the love for your audience must grow in your heart more than the love for yourself. I know this could be a little bit different because you might have heard and you have been hearing from many speakers who encourage you, motivate you, and they tell you that you must love yourself, you must love your dignity, you must love your respect, and they only focus on you and you and you. But the truth of the matter is they are encouraging you to be more selfish, more self-centered. Do you know that? But on the other hand, the truth of the matter is that you should not be self-centered, that you should seek all the respect. And I am not telling at all that you should hate yourself. No, what I am telling you is that instead of focusing on yourself, Focus on your audience. See the needs of your audience. When your audience are struggling with a lot of problem, and when you have the knowledge and experience to help them, have the helping attitude, have the helping nature in your heart, and above all, love your audience. Then you will really help them. And how can you love them? Unless and until you trust God, you will never be able to love your audience with honesty and truth. So, the secret of getting rid of fear is trust in God, who is all powerful. He can help you because He has helped me. And because I experienced His power in my own life, I experienced His love in my own life, and how He helped me to love my audience, and I am sure that God can help you too to love your audience and to be a very good speaker who doesn't seek his or her own honor, but who has a genuine heart for the audience to help them. Hope that you have understood my message, and please, I encourage you, think about these things which I have shared with you right now. And if you haven't understood, please, you can write to me or you can talk to me. And if you would just follow this, I'm sure that you also can become a good speaker. So, with these words, I wish you all the best, and I ask God to bless you abundantly so that you would become a good speaker indeed. Okay, so thank you. God bless you, dear students.